You said it's in the files. Is it in the Pink Peeps group?
It is. All the files for the recording, the audio recording for, it should be 4 different ones for GoPro should be in the file section. You can download it to your phone and listen to it that way. But it's all provided for you. Please don't share that publicly because that is copyrighted information and that will get us in trouble. But if you kind of, keep it for yourself for the audio and listen to it, take notes on it. But tonight, what we're going to do is basically just touch on each of the 7 steps. This was, without a doubt, one of the best trainings that I've had yet in Texas since I started. It was one of the first things that I did, and it has proven so to this day to be the basics of the basics, the best foundation that I have ever seen. So what I'm going to do is just go through this briefly. I'm going to start. Susan will probably jump in at some point, and then I'll talk to you guys at the end about the changes that are coming up in training. All right, so has everybody read the audio? If you've read the audio, can you just raise your hand? Yeah? No? All right. Well, get that audio done. I promise you won't regret spending the time listening to it. Well, can you raise your hand? I see that. Okay. I promise you won't regret listening to it, whether you're listening to it in the shower, listening to it in the car. It is very valuable information. So step number 1, and I am using this little script right here. Step number 1 is to be in a hurry. When you're talking to someone, people are always more attracted to a person who's busy and has a lot going on. It's a psychological thing. Not really sure why that is. So if you start every call or every conversation with being in a hurry, you'll find that your invitations will be shorter, there will be less questions, and people will respect you and your time much more. You may say something like, for people that you know, you may say, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important that I let you know this, or, hey, I have a million things going on, but I'm glad I caught you. And for people that you don't know really well, it may be something like, I know now may not be the time to talk about this. I have to go, or, hey, I've got to run, but I wanted to tell you this really quick. So set the tone with some urgency there. That's step number 1, okay? Now we're not gonna dive deep into these tonight. So, but we will. My plan is to do that, but tonight is just going to be a brief overview.
And what you have there, you're reading off
Sammy.
of, print that off.
Who said Sammy?
Me. Can you hear me?
Who is this? Susan? Oh,
Susan, yeah, I got through.
okay. I couldn't see your name on the thing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's probably my cell phone. Hi, guys. I'm sorry. I'm driving down the road.
Hey.
Hi, Susan.
Who's on here, Sammy?
Bunny, Katie, Misty, and you. Amy Trottier. I see Amy just got on.
Oh.
That's all.
Did she?
Yeah, I don't see.
All right. So tell me what you're at.
Well, I pretty much just started with step 1 and just talked about being in a hurry, and that was where I went.
Is that finding prospects, number 1?
Finding number 1 is be in a hurry.
No, what's the skill number 1? You also have to help me out with skills I'm driving. What's skill number 1?
There's 7 skills, right? And
Yes, what's number 1 skill?
I've got be in a hurry as mine on my paper.
What I posted in the Pink Peeps. Can somebody look and tell me what I posted in skill number 1?
In the book, it has skill number 1 is finding prospects.
Okay, hang on a second.
That's what I'm looking for.
I got the
So
wrong.
did you go over that? So there's 7 skills. Okay. All right. So guys, when I posted in the Pink Peeps training all those different skills, so skill number 1 was finding prospects, right?
Right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So tell me something. I don't know what Tammy did, but here's what I want to know. How do you find prospects?
You just share, you have events, you talk to people.
Okay, but no, not talk to people. Give me some examples of finding prospects.
Yeah, I know you're supposed to build relationships. Is that part of it?
No? Okay. If I go into a grocery store, what do you do when you go in the grocery store and you're sitting in the produce and you're looking for apples or oranges or strawberries or whatever it is you're looking for? Somebody answer. What do you do? Did anybody strike up a conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you kind of talking about? What they're picking or what they're doing?
No, you might ask her a question.
Right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? Say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, if you go to the grocery store, do y'all talk to people in the produce section?
I do.
Milk. How about at the tires? If you're getting your tires changed, somebody got their tires changed today. I don't know who it was. How about when you get your tires changed?
Right.
Anybody talk to anybody? Nobody talks to anybody. All right. How about cheerleading? Anybody got children in football or cheerleading? Yeah.
I don't.
All right. Okay. Tell me what kind of outside, other than Facebook, tell me what kind of interaction, social interaction, do you do with people?
Work,
Doctor's office.
Yeah, doctor's office, definitely.
church,
Doctor's office, church. Okay. What else?
PTA meetings at school, at my kids' schools.
School. Okay. What else?
Maybe
I mean, I talk to everybody. So,
Okay.
exercise.
I do too. I talk to everybody. So
yeah, I'm not shy.
Okay. So my point is, you have an opportunity at every time, and I'm not talking Facebook. Everybody can do Facebook, okay? Skill number one is finding prospects. So you can find prospects anywhere you go. Your job is to look for people, to be aware of what people are saying, or be aware in cheerleading. Is Angie on?
No.
Is Angie Lacey on?
No.
Okay, let me tell you what I saw what Angie Lacey did. Okay, so Angie Lacey created that 55 and 25. Some of y'all are in it, right? All right, so I've been watching. Nobody's really said anything about Plexus, right? Have y'all noticed that?
Yeah, we did it on
But let me tell you what I noticed. Yep. I know you did it on purpose. But let me tell you what I noticed. She created a group of people striving to do 55 and 25. A guy by the name of Jeb Kramer. I have no idea who he is. I think he's in the armed forces and he does running when I went and looked at his social profile.
He's hilarious.
Do you know what Jeb Kramer did yesterday or the day before?
no,
Did anybody notice what he did? Okay, he's not a Plexus ambassador, but someone that wasn't a Plexus ambassador that was in this group said, hey, we've been doing this fitness challenge together. Roll call. What does everyone do? Did anybody see that post?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No.
We
Okay, so Jeff Kramer, who was not at all related to Plexus, decided he wanted to know what everyone did, right?
Right.
All right. So there was only, I didn't read them all, Angie posted she was in a health and wellness, but she did not put Plexus. She should have. Okay? She should have said, I'm a Plexus ambassador, which is a health and wellness company. Then I saw, Sammy, who else posted? Betsy Hudson posted Plexus ambassador. Who else posted Plexus ambassador?
I didn't see anybody name the
I
exact
didn't-
company.
Anybody else?
I didn't see anybody say Plexus. Everybody said Health and Wellness.
I'm pretty sure if you look at Betsy's, she said I'm Plexus ambassador with Sammy, Angie, Susan, and somebody.
And she
Okay.
said health and
So
wellness.
here's my point. Did she? Okay. One of them should have said, instead of health and wellness, should have said, I'm a Plexus ambassador, which is a health and wellness company. What did that just do?
Educate people.
It put Plexus's name out there, and it educated people for someone to say, what's Plexus? Because I saw a couple of questions of, well, what exactly do you do, right? So Angie created this group. Someone who was not even in Plexus started the conversation about what do you do, and no one in that group put, I'm a Plexus ambassador. So there was a prime opportunity for someone to put, I'm a Plexus ambassador, because they asked the question, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all following me, right? They
Yes,
asked,
ma'am.
Yeah.
but not one person who was a Plexus ambassador in that group said, I'm a Plexus ambassador. So how are you supposed to locate prospects if you don't say, I'm a Plexus ambassador? It can be in a group. It can be at a sports function. When someone asks you, what do you do? It's okay to say it's a health and wellness business, but you need to lead with, I'm a Plexus ambassador, which is a health and wellness company. What does that do? If somebody give me what your day job is. Somebody tell me what your day job is.
Work from cleaner.
A cleaner? Okay. So you have a cleaning, is that Bunny?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bunny, you have a cleaning business. What's the name of your cleaning business?
Cleaning Solutions.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up to Bunny and I'm gonna say, somehow, some conversation, I'm gonna say, well, what do you do? Right? Because that's gonna be my first question when I talk to people, usually after I say, hey, what's your name and that type of thing. I'm gonna say, what do you do? So Bunny's gonna say, I have a cleaning company called Cleaning Solutions, right? Because that's what you want them to know.
Right.
But what do you really want to know about you? You know what I say?
What?
When somebody says, what do you do? I've been at the beach this week. I spent Saturday with 10, 12 new people. 4 of them were women. They asked me, what do you do? I said, after we'd had a conversation, I said, I'm a Plexus ambassador. I run a towing company, and I have a repossession company. Okay? So, but what did I say first?
Plexus.
Plexus ambassador.
Plexus ambassador. Do you want to know who asked me what Plexus was?
Everybody.
No, a 13-year-old boy. And when he asked what was Plexus, I got to tell the whole group what Plexus was. I now have 3 new prospects, right? 3 women. There were 3 women standing there. 3 new women. Guess what I did with them? I friended them on Facebook. They are now my Facebook friends. Okay? And all I said was, I'm a Plexus ambassador. And when the little boy asked me, what's Plexus? I said, it's a health and wellness company that originated with breast health, and I drink a little pink drink that makes me healthy each day. One of the moms said, hey, I'd like to learn a little more. Now, I've got them on my Facebook profile watching my post, okay? So I'm going to ask the question again. Where do you find prospects?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And how are you going to find them?
Talk.
By telling them You do?
Yeah. Or somehow get to ask you what you do. If cleaning solutions, that is your job, but if you're here to build your network marketing business, your first order of business when they ask you what you do should be, I'm a Plexus ambassador. Or if you're a stay-at-home mom, right, say, I get to stay at home with my children while I'm a Plexus ambassador. And then the next question is usually, what is Plexus, if they don't know what it is. Okay? So in this skill, so how many of you think you need work on finding prospects?
Me.
Okay. How many more of you do I have?
Funny.
Bernie? Okay. I'm sure everyone needs to, because that is how you're going to make your money, is by having customers and ambassadors. So we can deal with how do I talk to them. That's a different skill. But if you can't get the skill number one of finding prospects and learn that skill, then you're going to have a hard time with the other skills. Are y'all following what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you know why the diamonds sit on the floor at convention?
No.
They sit on the floor in the front and get to walk up on convention and make the money they do because they got the most no's, which means they ask and talk to the most people so they could get the most no's. So do you think finding prospects should be a skill that you should learn?
Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. So by listening to that finding prospects on GoPro and starting a couple weeks, we'll go over that. We're going to start going over each skill each week. By listening to that, he talks to you and tells you how to find prospects. How many of you had downloaded the Ultimate Jogger that we've had in the file section?
I did.
Did everybody?
I did not. What is that?
Okay, if you look in the file section of the Pink Peak, there is a file called Memory Jogger that is from Eric Worre. And it gives you this list for you to start jogging your memory. How many beauticians do you need? Your dentist, doctors, nurses, dental hygienists, your mailman. You go through that list and you brain dump all of the people that you know. Okay? So how many of you have downloaded that and started doing that? Because you can't do anything. You're going to have a hard time talking to people and getting prospects if you don't know who you're going to talk to, right?
Right.
So the diamonds, the reason they're sitting in the front is because they make that list and they continually add to that list. And they're continually finding prospects. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thoughts on that? How many of y'all listened to that, the GoPro?
I have not.
Yeah, I have not either, but I am going to. As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to download it to my phone.
Yeah. And I've got 8 books coming in that I can send out for y'all to read. You can read it too.
Be wonderful.
That is the number one skill. We can teach you later how to talk to them, but if you don't have a list and you don't start talking to people and adding those people down to your list, you can't build relationships. Okay? We talk about building relationships all the time, and that's true, but you can't do it if you don't have a prospect, right?
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thoughts, questions on that? Sammy, interjection?
No, I think
I don't see her on.
I mean,
Oh, there she is.
I think I'm good.
Any thoughts on that? I don't know if I have a delay or I just can't hear you.
I don't hear Sammy either.
Nobody's saying anything. You're good. You're good.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm talking through my speaker because I'm driving. All right. So on a scale from 1 to 10, tell me where you're at on finding prospects. 10 being the best.
About 3.
I'm gonna say about a 3. I talked to everybody, but I have not made my list. I do need to do that.
Okay.
But I talked to
All right.
everybody I knew.
Right. Talking to them and targeting, kind of target and being aware, is that something that you need to learn?
Not me personally. I'm very good at talking to people. I'm not shy at all.
Okay. But are you aware of what they're talking and how to talk to them about your Flex assessment?
I'm getting there. I'm still learning. I've been reading through my stuff in my success kit, and I've been watching a lot of videos to help with network marketing. I'm trying. I'm definitely trying.
You're doing a great, all y'all are doing a good job. We just need to fine tune. Eric Worre says you need to fine tune those skills if you want to be successful in your network marketing business. Okay?
I agree.
All right. So that's what we want to help you do. We can't do it for you, but we certainly are going to take the time to help and give you ideas. Okay?
Alrighty.
All right. Sammy, what's number skill 2?
Inviting prospects. I don't know what I was reading from earlier. I think it was something in the 20 and 30 thing.
You may have. All right, so inviting prospects. So now that you find them, you got to invite them. Now, what do y'all think you do? What kind of invites do you invite them to?
Events, like at the library
Events?
and in Farmville.
Yep.
Facebook.
How about a 3-way call?
I have not done a 3-way call.
Me neither.
All right. Okay. So,
Maybe.
why?
I probably don't have a good answer, but I'm just not,
Is it
there's kind of
because you,
standoffish.
Bunny, is it because you guys don't feel like you know how to invite to a 3-way call? You don't know what to say to people to make them feel comfortable? Is that
Probably so.
Hey, you guys. I'm sorry to interrupt, but is this something if I hang up that I can call back to?
yeah.
But I just got a text from Mom that she's in the hospital, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Get back to me,
All right. If I do, please post whatever you can in the group chat, so I can catch up with everything.
Let me know, Misty.
I will. I'll later.
Bye-bye. Well, maybe that's something that we need to do, is because the 3-way calls allows you to have that third-party validation. And if you're doing 3-way calls and you're teaching your team to do 3-way calls, then it's easy duplication. And I know I've probably failed on that. I do some 3-way calls. I don't do a lot. But I'm thinking what we need is to do more of those. And that way you have that third-party validation. Bunny, it's sort of like when you and I went to Farmville. That wasn't really a 3-way call, but it was a 3-way, validating you and going, I've been in here, but Bunny's down here, and, she's going to get with you next week, That's kind of like a 3-way call when Sammy's going with her people to the events and I'm going, that's given that validation that, okay, this person may have only been in a couple months, but then where we've been in here 3 years, consistency in their eyes. Usually people quit in network marketing under a year. When someone's been in it 3 years, they kind of go, wait a minute, they've been in here 3 years. There must be something to it, you know?
Right.
So inviting is truly, you're right, to the event. And you're always inviting. And you can't mark someone out unless they specifically say, I do not want to be invited. Just because they say can't go doesn't mean they're not interested in a Facebook event or they're not interested in the event. You know, I take it as if they say can't go, it's just can't go at this time unless they email me or they message me and go, stop inviting me, I don't want to come, right?
Well, and
is that how y'all feel?
Right. Your purpose for this is when you're doing these three-way calls is, like you said, the validation. But, you know, you may be new and you may not know what to say, and that may be your purpose for the three-way call is to just make sure that you're getting all the information correctly. And we can dive in on exactly, you know, how to invite people to those calls and things like that. But, you know, you may have someone who, you know, let's say I'm a nurse. You may have someone you're talking to who's a nurse, and you can see that I've been successful with the business and with the products. And you may say, hey, you know, can I relate you to my friend? What you're doing is bringing someone else into the equation that person can relate to. And that's the purpose of this three-way call, to build that trust, that confidence, and to get that product or opportunity exposure to them.
Yeah. And that helps. I think if we start doing that and learning how to invite better and do those three-way calls, I think as we hone in on these skills, our teams are going to grow and we're going to be able to duplicate and answer, you know, those questions that we can't get answered anymore by those three-way calls.
Right.
And always. Any questions or thoughts on inviting prospects?
No.
No.
We just need, I think
Okay.
more training for like verbiage, like how do you get to that point, you know, like Sammy was saying, you know, I don't feel comfortable inviting someone to a three-way call, but how do you get to that point that you are comfortable in saying, hey, I got somebody I want you to talk to. I just don't know how to word is what I'm saying.
Oh, guys, I got a message that I'm kind of yelling in the phone. I'm not meaning to yell. I'm on my speakerphone, and I can't hear y'all, so I guess I'm raising my voice because I can't hear y'all, and I think y'all can't hear me.
You ready to go to skill number 3?
Hello? Yeah.
All right. Skill number 3 is...
Bunny, I think you're right. Okay. Bunny, real quick, Bunny, I think that you're right and that's what our goal is after tonight is to hone in each week on one of these skills to build those.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. What's skill number 3?
Presenting your products or opportunity.
Okay. So who's been practicing on the presentation?
Me.
Me?
And
Who was me?
Bunny.
And it's not all about being able to deliver that PowerPoint presentation. If someone came up to you right now and sat down beside you and said, tell me all about Plexus, I want to know all about it, could you do it confidently?
I've been reading the product cards.
Right. Yeah, product cards are good. The catalog. Does everybody have a new catalog or a catalog?
I have. I think I have
I don't right now.
Well, you all should have the digital catalog, so the answer to that should be yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the digital catalog. I think, can't you download it like on your iPhone or your iPad?
Yes, I even printed mine and
Yeah.
put it in the sleeves for events and stuff.
Yeah, and yeah, you can do that and have that. Or if you got an iPad, Bunny, don't you have an iPad?
I have a tablet. I have an iPad, but I don't use it.
Yeah, I think that downloads to your tablet
I think
too,
so.
doesn't it?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. So even though you may not know the presentation that Sammy and I do when we are in person, you should know where your stuff is in your catalog. You should be able to have that catalog, and that when you're meeting with someone and they really want to know about it, you can pull out your presentation, your catalog on your iPad, iPhone, tablet, and say, hey, this is that. So your presentation can come straight from your catalog. So start with your catalog and go through your catalog and get to know your catalog and your product. And I don't mean you got to know every ingredient. I don't even know the ingredient. Jump to me and Sammy all the time. I don't know no facts. I'm always looking to her for facts. So I don't facts, but some people do. Sammy likes facts.
My
But
suggestion to you,
just get to know your catalog.
yeah, my suggestion for you to do would be to pull out those product cards. Watch the replays of some of these online presentations that we've done, and you can learn, just by watching them and taking notes or something like that. I don't know if you're visual or whatever you are, but you can find a way that works for you to help you remember these things.
Right. And message your upline and let them know which way is better for you. That way we can kind of tailor some of that. I'm more of a hands-on person and want to touch the products and hold them up, whereas some people like to hold the picture up. So you've just got to figure out and let us know so we know how to help that. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next skill?
Skill number 4 is follow up with your prospects.
Oh, that's a big one. Once you figure out your prospects to follow up, isn't it? Mm-hmm. How is Follow Up Friday doing for everybody?
It's good. I've just recently decided different days that you do things, and the Follow Up Friday is good. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, that's just kind of a tip that we got from Diamond,
Let me ask you guys this. What is it about follow-up that you feel uncomfortable about? What is it about it what are you unsure of?
I'm not unsure about follow-up. It's, I don't have a problem with that at all. The problem I have is when like when somebody catches you off guard with a question and you're like fumbling and stumbling in your words and you kind of look like you don't know what you're talking about. So I guess that's just me getting to know the products more and what I'm talking about.
Well, you know what I've always come to the conclusion is this is how I like to be treated. If I ask someone a question and they don't know the answer, I would rather them tell me you know what? I don't know the answer to that, but if you give me a short period, I will get the answer for you and be back with you. So whatever that short period is, you know, if say I'm in Walmart and I'm looking for something in particular, and I'd rather someone instead of stumble, you know, or pet they go, that's past my pay grade. I can't answer that. You know, we should never have that attitude. We should say, you know what, I don't know that answer, but I'll be glad to get back with you in 30 minutes or at 7 o'clock, and I will have that answer. And that's probably the best way when someone asks you something and you're unsure of how to ask it, answer it, is say, I don't know that answer, but I need to know it, and I'll get right back to you.
I gotcha.
And I know you can do that. Yeah. I mean, you are good. You know, that's being good with people. That's part of customer service. And then that makes anybody, and you flip it around to yourself. If someone tells me that, I'm more apt to be more calm and wait for the answer, because at least I know that they are taking their customer service skills, you know, they're using them.
And
they're not blowing me off because it's not their pace.
That is the absolute perfect opportunity for you to introduce the option to hop on a three-way call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like say, I'm not really sure, but I know somebody that does know.
Yes.
What does that sound? What does that sound like?
Do you talk about yeah. Yeah, that is you're right, Sammy. That's the perfect opportunity right there to use the three-way call.
Okay.
What's next, Sammy?
Skill number 5 is help prospects become customers or ambassadors.
Okay, this is part of that building relationship. We cannot sell somebody something if we don't know what they need, right?
Right.
So that's where we have to learn to talk with people and see what they need and make suggestions. Because that's what they're looking for. You know, I had a message the other day that said, all right, I like the edge, I like to take the slim, but I want to lose weight. What do you suggest? So what do you think should be I know what I responded, but tell me, what do you think the response should be to that? If somebody says, I like this, I like that, but I would like to lose some weight. So what do you think the next response should be?
They could add block or boost.
Okay. How do you know if you don't exactly know what they're eating, what their exercise is, what their work schedule is, right?
My next
right.
question, when people tell me that, when people tell me that and they tell me what they say, I like this and I like this. I had a girl ask me yesterday, and my next question is always, when they ask me about weight loss, it is, what do you find yourself struggling with the most? Is it food? Is it activity? Are you craving stuff? What is it that you think that you're struggling with?
Right. Or what are your goals? What are you looking for?
Right.
Exactly. You know? You're right. You've got to know, because if they tell you that they're craving sweets and carbs, right off, what do you think they need? What do you need to suggest?
Triplex.
The slim, triplex.
Triplex, the ProBio, right? Because you know, if they tell you that they are craving sweets and carbs, they probably got some type of overgrowth of yeast, right?
Right.
Magnesium deficiency.
Right. Right. So you cannot give them a recommendation if you don't know exactly what they're looking for, because a lot of people want weight loss, right?
Right.
We hear it all the time. I want weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Tracy had issues with people because they didn't lose weight. They felt better. They were losing some inches. They lost a little weight, but they didn't lose 30 pounds in a month. So they stopped taking Plexus so they could go to some other thing that was unhealthy, right?
Right.
So you gotta know what you're looking for exactly before you can make a recommendation. That's part of building a relationship. That is, so we're talking about building relationships. I know Sammy and I have got messages. Well, I'm building relationships, so, but when do I talk to them about the product? Well, as you're building those relationships, you're talking about things, what their goals in life, what their children, what do they want for their children, that type of stuff. You've got to learn what they're looking for. Any comments on that?
And that just comes in with talking to people, getting to know them, building that relationship, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sammy, what's the next one?
Skill number 6 is help your ambassador get started right.
Right. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to apologize. I've probably failed in a lot of ways. But the good thing is that when I do fail, I go back and I think, okay, how can I do this better? And I think that as ambassadors, or whether we have people as ambassadors on our team or customers, I've even failed with customers by not following up sometimes. I've lost prospects to other people because I didn't follow up like I should have. So what Sammy and I want to do is take these skills and starting, what was the date that we said? Is it the 26th?
Yeah, that's what's coming to mind, but I'm double checking. Yeah, it's the 26th.
So starting Monday, September 26th at 9 p.m., we're going to start doing weekly training. And the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with skill number 1, finding prospects. And we are only going to work on that skill starting next Monday. We'll give assignments and challenges, and then learn how to find prospects. And then on Monday, and be specific. So, Bunny, I might give you a challenge that says, go out and find 2 new people and talk to 1 new person a day. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So then you're going to message me and say, I met 2 new people and this is what I found out about them. And
Or your phone's cutting in and out. But you'll put that, basically there'll be a thread. Basically there'll be a thread in the Pink Peeps for each challenge, okay? Each week we'll be focusing on a different skill. For the first week it may be prospecting, okay? So then under that thread, what you're gonna do is when you've done your challenge for that day, you comment under that thread and you'll say, I got mine, here's what I learned. Sally Joe is an accountant that works for R. Donnelly. I don't know what any of that is, but anyway, that's an example. So you're holding yourself accountable, and then when we get to the training night, you are to come with specific questions, examples. This is where we dive really deep into how you're talking to people, into the things that you're doing to find prospects on that specific skill.
Sounds good.
yeah, it's fine-tuned. Yeah. It's like, Bunny, I know you've told me before, you're real particular about making sure things are clean, right? So that's what we're going to start doing, is we're going to fine tune and hone in on each one of these skills. So that each one of us, me and that
Your phone's cutting out.
at each one of these.
We didn't hear any of
Can you
that.
hear me now?
Yeah, we didn't hear any of what you said, though.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I went down to the bottom. So what we're going to do, Sammy and I are going to hone in our sales and make our sales better, along with each one of y'all. As you're working through this with us, you will hone in and fine tune your skills too. So that's how, if we start now and help you and our sales get those skills intact, then guess what you all can turn around and do to your ambassador?
The same.
And these weekly
The same.
trainings,
That's right. You'll keep.
they will not be recorded. It is up to you to make sure that your Heineken is sitting in that seat at 9 o'clock, ready and prepared and ready to dive deep. Yes, I said Heineken.
Yeah. And I mean, you know what? And Sammy and I are the same way. We're committing to doing this, whether it ends up being me, her, and Katie, or, me, Bunny, you, me, and her, and Katie, whatever it is. We're committed to expand our business, and this is what we want to, this is what we want to do for our business to create momentum. And if we're working on ourselves and you're working on yourself and everyone else is working on their sales, then you're going to create that momentum. And that's what we need, is momentum in our team so that we can reach our goals of what they may be.
All right. Do you want the
I
next?
don't know. Bunny, you're the only one answering. That's why I'm using your name.
That's fine. I mean, that sounds good because I think all of us could use a little more contact with each other. I mean, I know you're in contact with Sammy and Katie all the time, but and the only time that we really have contact is through Facebook. But I think more contact with everyone, it can't go wrong.
And this will continue.
Yeah, that's what we think.
This will continue beyond this next 7 weeks. It's going to continue to be a weekly training on Monday nights, whether we go in and we find a jewel to come in and talk to you guys about a specific topic or something along those lines. From now on, we're going to make sure that we have trainings on Monday nights, something for you guys to grow on every week. There's no reason why you're, not getting training in, or there should be no more excuses as to that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And and there's 7 skills, so each week I'm going to work on one, and then we're going to, expand it with recruiting and that type of stuff. Seventh skill, Sammy.
7th skill is promoting events.
Okay. Yeah, I think we all, myself included, need help promoting events. We creating all these events. We've got Bunny, we've got Appomattox, Tracy, we got Bedford. Sammy and Katie and I have been doing the Lynchburg online. We're doing events. We want to schedule big events. And not only just our personal events, but as ambassadors, there are 2 main events that everybody should try to go to. Super Saturday is the very first Saturday in January. I'm not sure where it'll be this year, but it's been in Richmond last year and Williamsburg the year before and Maryland 3 years ago. So they try to keep the Super Saturday, fairly near us. So that's a day trip. And we usually go up on Friday. So mark that Super Saturday event. Y'all have convention dates. We'll find out probably after Leaders Retreat when convention is. So mark those dates and try to be there. So those not only air personal events, but to grow your business, you want to be at those two events, at Super Saturday and Convention. Don't you agree, Sammy?
Yes. You have more than enough time to plan ahead.
Katie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie, you on
Yes,
here,
I'm
right?
here.
Do you think you've grown from these events that you've been going to over the last 3 years? Each year, do you think you've grown each year?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And what is it doing?
Yes. I feel like each
Yeah.
year, each event take away more and more each time.
Yeah. It builds belief in your company, in your products, in your sales, and where you want to be. But above all, we want to promote these local events so that we can get those customers, those prospects as customers ambassadors. So would y'all like more training on that too?
Sure.
Okay.
I will train and I can get it.
So what we did tonight is sort of like what Eric Worre does. He takes and gives you a free 45-minute webinar on, whatever it is, and then he offers you more extensive training. So I hope we touched on something that maybe helped in this quick webinar tonight, and that in 2 weeks on Monday, the 26th, we're going to start in-depth training on each one of these skills. Now, let me ask each one of you that's on here. What is your one thing that you learned tonight that you think will help you do something tomorrow?
Download GoPro.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Name something else.
Figuring out what people are struggling with so you know what to suggest for them.
Yeah. Listening.
Right? Yeah. I hope that you took away you needed to download the Ultimate Jogger out of the foul list so that you could start with the process.
Yeah, I definitely need to start with that list. Not in my head, but I need to get it down on paper.
Yeah. For years, I think for the first 2.5 years, 3 years now, 2.5 years now, I had it in my head. Just 6 months ago, to start writing it down. So
yeah,
I should have wrote it down.
I got so much in my head that I need to quit trying to add more to my head. I need to get it down on paper. That way I don't have to try to keep it in my head all the time.
You sound like me.
It's ridiculous. I've got so much on my plate and I just keep on adding to it. I need to start writing it all down.
It's healthy for you guys to bring.
Okay, so tell me. Go
What
ahead,
did you say, Sam?
It's very healthy for you guys to brain dump. Now, let me take it from somebody who has gone from, working and having it in my head to coming home and having to be more disciplined when I'm here to make sure that my time is being used wisely. When you have it all in your head and you don't write it down, you may sit down at the computer and be like, all right, I'm going to message 5 people. And you're like, I got this in my head. And then you sit down and you open Facebook and you're like, squirrel. Okay, there's like 5 different things going on, and then 30 minutes go by, and you have accomplished nothing. So if you open a notebook and there are names on a list, you can immediately, before you go to Facebook, look at the people, know who you're going to contact, and immediately go to that, whether that's a message from your phone, a text message, whatever it is. It should not take you longer than 5 minutes to do that. So you just really have to discipline yourself and I guess kind of redirect yourself in that way. But Susan, did you want to talk about the 20 and 30 days really quick before we're done? We're running a little bit behind by about 5 minutes.
Yeah. What we're going to do is, I don't know if some of y'all watched the Eric Worre thing the other day, but I did purchase I purchased the recruit 20 people in 30 days. So what we want to do is we want to hone into those skills, and then it's 5 weeks of training of learning how to recruit people and get people into, your team. So that is going to be a training that we're going to do. It talks about using those skills, and that's why we wanted to start with the skills. If you don't know how to find prospects, invite prospects, talk to them, give them presentations, if you don't invite them to events, then you're going to have a hard time recruiting people, whether they be customers, ambassadors, into your business. So there were some tips, but I'm still driving, so I had them all wrote down. But mainly was to learn those skills. So are you all interested in building your team?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Step number 1 is we're going to learn those skills in depth. And then if you learn them, then you can duplicate them, because you don't want to recreate the wheel. You want to duplicate it, teach your people. And if you know those skills, when we get to recruiting 20 people in 30 days, then guess what you're going to be able to do? Teach them those skills too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What we want to do is keep everything down to an hour, so that if we're doing this, so I know we're running a little behind, I guess, because of what we were trying to do. But our goal is to keep it 1 hour to get your time valuable and that you learn something. So did you all learn anything from tonight?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Although I did miss some of it, if you guys post some stuff on the page for me.
We will. We'll get it on there.
Thank
Any
you.
last thoughts?
No,
Do
just
what?
be ready to hunker down on the 26th.
Any last?
I want you guys to come on the 26th, every one of these Mondays. I'm serious. I want you to come with active questions. I want you to be able to pull examples out for things that you're struggling with. I want this to be valuable for you guys, and I want it to help you grow. Otherwise, if you're not willing to, for example, I went to Bible study today, and they said if you're not willing to pray, actively, then all the rest is a waste of your time. So if you guys aren't willing to be actively participating in these trainings, then it's a waste of your time, and I don't want it to be a waste of your time.
Right.
No, definitely not. Our time is too valuable.
It is. But guess what? That's why you joined Plexus, was to get some freedom, financial freedom.
Oh, yes,
freedom,
ma'am.
whatever. And so,
Yes, ma'am. My
you know
time is
what?
coming. I'm definitely working on it.
That's right. So we're going to do this together. As most of the diamonds say, we're going to lock on, keep ourselves accountable, and we're going to learn, and we're going to grow our team.
What time?
Thank y'all so much for being a part tonight.
Oh, definitely. I'm glad to be a part of it. I want to learn all I can.
All right,
you.
guys. Good night.
Good night.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye.